Today we're going to be playing Two Eagles Golf Course in West Kelowna. This is in British Columbia, Canada. This is a par 65 course and everything looks awesome. Can't wait to get going. Okay, first up we've got a 325 yard par 4. This is downhill. First time playing this course, I'm going to be pretty conservative off the tee, just try and keep it in play. I think I've got a 6-iron in hand, just hoping to get it somewhere out around 200 yards with some roll. I actually hit it a little bit thin, so it rolled off a bit. Now I've got a sand wedge in hand, ball above my feet. I think I had about 105 with slope to the flag. See if I can put one on there. And that one came out pretty good. Now I'm on the green, got a putt for birdie. Bit of a downhill putt. These always make me a little bit nervous, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can drop one in and start things off strong. All right, that's a birdie, -1, and I should probably just walk off the course right now and tell people I shot -1. Anyways, on to hole number 2. This is a 163 yard par 3. Downhill, probably have a little 8 in hand. See if I can get something on the green. Yeah, that was not the best strike. Definitely kicked it in the teeth. Just rolling along, bounced off a cart path, and just in front of the green. So overall, a pretty decent result considering how terrible that shot was. Now this is an area I've been playing with a little bit. I'm going to try and hit this chip and kind of run it up over the hill towards a back pin. And I'm using a gap wedge here. And this has been something that I've been toying with a little bit and struggling to get full yardage on shots like this. So this is definitely one that I probably should have gone to a pitching wedge or maybe even a 9-iron and just taken away the flight and just tried to run it right up there. Now I've left myself kind of a stinky little putt off of a hip. This is going to be a pretty low percentage shot, but almost got it. Anyways, though, there is a bogey, so I'm back to even par. Now we got a really weird little hole. This is 334 dogleg left, but totally you cannot see the green at all, and I really was having a hard time visualizing this one, so I just went with a 5-iron off the tee, try and get something out there around 200 and give myself a wedge up the hill. Yeah. It's a good strike. Ended up middle of the fairway. Wasn't too sure if I was far enough around the corner, but once we get here, everything's pretty much ideal. And I think I had 110 with slope to a front pin, so I've got to carry it at least 110. So I pull out the old 50-degree gap wedge and try and pop one up there. Fairways at this course are just unreal, just like carpet. Very thick. Ball sits up high. It's really nice. All right, this is a decent strike. You know, hoping with a front pin and with, you know, obviously a big hill to get up over, I was definitely hoping to kind of get it near the middle of the green, but it came out a little bit low, and as you can see, rolled up basically to the back of the green. So now I've got again a putt that I really don't like, kind of a stinky little downhiller. Just going to try and lag it up there and give myself a shot at a par. Definitely did not read enough into that break, but the pace was pretty good. Although I've left myself a nice little tester here. See if I can get it. And no. So we're 1 over par through 3. Next up, we got a 198 yard par 3. This was a 4-iron. We had a back pin. Just trying to get something on the green, and it is. Basically middle of the green here. Big putt up over the hill, just trying to get something close, give myself a chance at par. And pretty much ideal. Knocked her up to a foot and a half or so. Tap her in, good par. Next up, we have got a 343 yard par 4. As soon as I got to the tee box, I had pulled out a 6-iron, but a lot of wind started popping up in my face, and probably should have gone back for another club, but we had a twosome behind us. We were playing as a 4 and knew that we were going to be kind of under the gun all day, so we just went ahead and went with that. Good strike, but a little bit further back than I'd like to be. I think I had around 160-ish coming in, and so I'm hitting an 8-iron in. Coming out of the longer stuff though, it's going to be a jumper, so a little bit easier to get it there. Into wind. Decent strike on the green, kind of front edge. Now putting up and over this hill. This course has very undulating greens. There's a lot of stuff going on when you're putting. Decent putt. Okay pace, but not the best read. Left myself a little uphiller. This should be easy. Clean up for par. And no. Not a good putt. That is a completely unnecessary 3-putt. And it's a bogey. Next up, we have got a nice little 145 yard uphill par 3. Probably hitting a 9-iron here. I think this might have been a little bit downhill. Or sorry, downwind uphill. Pulled it just a little, just over the bunker on the green. Once again, I got a super funky putt, kind of up over this hip. Lots going on these greens. See if I can get it close and give myself a nice easy par, and nope, ran it right past the hole. See if I can make the par. Yep, it dropped. Another par. Alright, next up we have got a 176 yard par 3 into a very stiff breeze. I think this was playing around 158 with slope, and I actually went up to a 7 thinking that that was going to be plenty of club. Decent strike. Thought it was pretty much ideal, but landed just short of the green or kind of front edge, and then started rolling back towards the water, but luckily tangled up on the slope there. Easily could have got another club on that. That's actually something I've found quite a bit on this course, is a lot of wind swirling around. You can't always tell exactly what's happening sort of when the ball's up in the air and getting closer to the green. I got fooled by it a few times here. This is a chip. Once again, wished I would have gone with a bigger club. I probably used my gap wedge again and failed to roll it close to the pin, so I left myself probably a good 10-footer or so, which is not ideal. See if I can sink it. Just past the hole. Fighting for, not ideal. Okay, next up we have got a 472 yard uphill par 5. Finally time to pull a driver out and get after it. This was kind of pulled, a little bit of a heely cut. Not a great shot, but in play.
Okay. What is the yardage?
Now I've got 232 with slope up the hill.
32?
Sitting up nice on some rough. This is a good opportunity to bang a 3-wood up there and try and get something close, make up for some earlier mistakes. And got right under it. Terrible shot, complete moon ball. Now the ball went probably 130 yards or so, 140 yards, and ended up on some horrible side slope up ahead. So that was definitely a failed or a missed opportunity. I think I got 95 yards 95. In. This one, I'm pulling out a sand wedge and just trying to kind of hit the number. Kind of tough to tell on camera. This was a fairly steep lie. It was a bit of an awkward shot. And again, kind of got under it. Got some of the yardage, but not ideal. Now here's a par 5 situation, trying to get ahead of the game. And now I'm scrambling way off the green, trying to just get up and down and save my par. This one came out a little thin. Unfortunately, rolled across the green, and the troubles just continue. Just putting back off. Huge downhill putt. Way too hard of a putt. Absolutely just blasted it right by the pin. Probably got a 15-footer, 12-footer or so coming back up the hill, which, you know, not a huge probability of making that. Again, decent putt right near the hole, but that was a double bogey. Very, very poor. All right, next up we got a 155-yard par 3. This is one, again, where you can't really feel the wind coming off the right because you're standing next to those trees, but once the ball gets up in the air, it really goes for a ride. I also might have been aimed a little bit left on this. So good strike, up high, but definitely missed left. Whether we're going to call that a bit of wind, poor setup, poor strike, whatever it is, I ended up in the bunker on the left there. This would be my first bunker of the day, and I will tell you that I was really impressed with the greens and the fairways and most of the condition of the course, but the bunkers on this course were quite firm. I don't think we've had a lot of rain lately. Possibly they have had a bit there, but one thing, you know, trying to get it up and have some spin and get it stopped, this is going to be a real tricky shot, even with a 62-degree lob wedge that I carry, which is great for bunkers. See if I can get it close. Decent strike. It landed basically where I wanted, but ended up rolling way off to the right side of the green. Just a bit of a tough situation. Got a long putt, lots of slope. Definitely did not get it high enough. Kind of a C+, B+ putt. Not too bad, but definitely left myself lots of work. And I got her. So that was a bogey save. Next up, we got a 178-yard par 3. This was a really weird shot. You couldn't really see the green. In the air, I thought this shot was perfect, and I was actually concerned that I might have got a hole-in-one and I'd have to buy everybody beers. As you can see, you get up to the green, probably 20, 25 feet short, putting up over this gigantic hip. Again, super tough putt. A lot of these were greens where you really got to put it in the right spot. Now I've got a stinky little 6-8 foot par saver up the hill. Just missed it, so that's a bogey. Now we got a par 5, 528 yards. Lots of trouble left in trees and whatnot right, so this is kind of a thread the needle shot. I was definitely trying to protect against the left, so trying to play a fade sort of through the gap and up around that tree on the right side of the fairway. This one, combined with a bit of a bad shot and some wind, ended up becoming a bit of a slice. and definitely going to find the ball, but not in an ideal position.
I was very worried about those left trees. Heads up.
Okay, so I'm kind of hitting over some people on the tee box there, just left of them. The ball's sitting in a hole. I got this weird situation where I kind of need to get it up over a ditch, and so I'm trying to hit a 7, but it's really an unlikely combination. Tough spot to be in. Kind of duffed it and ended up being a pretty good position to be in. It just barely went down onto the fairway. So it is safe. Got a 3-wood coming in. I think I'm out about 230 or so. This one came out a little bit low and right. Definitely worried about what's up there. I think I might have gotten a lucky bounce and ended up here. The ball didn't have any scuffs on it, so I'm not sure what it hit, but overall a decent spot to be. Now, I tried hitting this with a sand wedge, and typically I would be hitting my 62 on shots like that, and the sand wedge definitely came out a little hot and put me on the back side of the green. Put her up close. It was just an easy little tap in. Next up, I have got a 168-yard par 3. Now, I could not get comfortable over this tee shot. It's kind of an elevated green, well protected, lots of wind. Decent strike. I missed it just right of that bunker, and it got a huge bounce to the right, kind of over towards the long stuff. As you can see, just a beautiful walk in here. Really enjoying the scenery and the design of this course. Now, again, I'm trying to hit my 56 here when I probably should have been pulling out gap wedge. The ball was sitting just okay, and I really did not want to chunk it. Definitely came out a little hot, and unfortunately rolled off the backside of the green. I had to take a drop to this spot here. Failed to get it up onto the green, and now it's just rolled back into a bunker. This hole is absolutely killing my round right now. Firm bunkers. Let's see if I can get it up and get it stopped. It comes out fine, but rolls past the flag. Got long putt back now, and the hits just keep on coming. Rolled one about 5-6 feet past. At this point, I just had to have mercy on the people behind me and just pick the stupid thing up. Okay, now this is a super blind shot. I had absolutely no idea what was up there. Hit a 6-iron. This was a 334-yard par 3. Thought it was a good shot. I get down there and find out there's this big grassy hillside, so I basically just have to chip one out. There's tree trouble. Really no point in trying to do a brave shot. Now I'm at a spot where I kind of need to draw a 9-iron around these trees, which is not the greatest shot of mine. And I just ended up kind of pulling it and hitting the tree. So really, I'm on a few really bad holes that are just destroying my score right now. Now I've got just a little kind of pitch up there, trying to do it with just kind of a low gap wedge, and I blade it over the back of the green.
Oh, golf, why do you do this to me?
Now, again, this is a common theme today, trying to hit a gap wedge for kind of a long-running chip. Comes up short. I'm looking at 2 putts from there to get in. Definitely need to start leaning more towards pitching wedge 9-iron for shots like that. 334 uphill par 4. Another one of the rare opportunities to pull a driver out on this course. See if I can right the ship. Yeah, decent strike up the middle. Now I have just got a shot into the green. It's a pretty blind green here. A lot of stuff. You kind of need to play this course a few times to really understand what's going on. Probably had a sand wedge or a gap wedge in. Yep, decent strike. Gives me a chance for par. Starting to recover from those bad holes. Bit of a downhill putt. A birdie would be really nice here to start heading back in the proper direction. But I will be happy with a par.
If you're tucked on the top left corner of the green there, that was
Okay, now we got a 160-yard par 3. I initially wanted to hit an 8, but I had found that the ball just didn't seem to be flying today, or the way I was hitting it for some reason. I wasn't sure why. So I think I went up to a 7. And this was a downhill shot too. A 7 should have been plenty. Good strike. Thought that was sort of pin high, middle of the green. However, ended up in that bunker on the left there, which I guess was basically pin high. But back to these firm bunkers and just trying to do my best. Just kind of skate one over the lip and try and roll it close, but super tough to get it right near that pin. Decent shot overall. At least I give myself a chance at a par. And once again, just burning edges all day. So there's another bogey. Next up, we have got a 416-yard par 4. Lovely hole. That mountain just kind of off to the right, that's Mount Boucherie. I've hiked up that a bunch. The views from up there are incredible. Nice driver off the tee here. This one came out a little bit of a high toe. It's in play. I got some yardage, but it's definitely back a ways.
Didn't go anywhere, but it'll work.
Hit the fairway though, that counts for something. Alright, now ball below my feet a little bit. I don't know if I shanked this one or just kind of like a Healy cut kind of thing, but it was definitely not a good shot, unfortunately. Now it just trickled into somebody's yard, so there's a 2-stroke penalty for out of bounds. Now I've learned my lesson, you know, with trying to get my 56 up and stopped, so I'm going to go back to the 62. I typically use this club for fluffy lies and bunkers. I'm really going to be concerned with hitting it fat here, and unfortunately I bladed it right over the green. This thing probably went, you know, 120 yards or so. It was just a brutal shot. So now I got the same club trying to come back. This green, you haven't seen it yet, but it's pretty well protected. I came back, put it in the bunker, had to take a drop, duffed it into the bunker, and this is one of those holes where just any hope of a score coming out is over. See if I can at least keep it in single digits, and no, that is a 10. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, next up we got a 180-yard par 3. Probably downwind. This would have been either a 6 or a 5. I can't quite remember. Probably a 6 iron. Just trying to put a good strike on it and right the ship. Yep, good strike. Left side of the green, just off. Give myself a chance at a bird.
You're right, that does work. Just hit the ball better. Yeah.
Still in shock over that last hole. Just gonna tickle this up there. Birdie would be nice, but I will settle for another burnt edge par. All right, next up we got a 407-yard par 4. This is the 18th hole. Another chance to pull the driver out. See if I can finish this round strong. Yep, good strike. Fairly narrow fairway and caught a piece of the grass, so happy with that. Horrible lie though, ball way above my feet. Just going to try and hit a wedge in, or a club actually. I think I was still 145 out or so, maybe something like that. Probably got a 9 iron choked up here, something like that. These ones often have a tendency to go left. You really got to be careful. But with out of bounds right, I didn't want to overprotect. This one came out very left, ended up almost going towards the tee box in the first hole. Luckily no one was over there. Now I got a chip kind of down from up top. It's in fairly long grass, so going to be tough to have any spin on it. The greens are pretty firm anyways, so this is a bit of a tough shot. Good strike, landed about where I wanted, but definitely rolled on down the hill and left myself quite a long putt coming back up. Lots of undulation and bumps and stuff. This would be a very nice par. Let's see if I can make it. And unfortunately not. Just outside, little short. Bogey to finish off. Anyways, fun round. Just want to say thanks for coming along, everybody. In the future, I would like to continue doing these course vlogs. I will start getting shot tracer stuff worked out. I will get some better camera angles and continue on. I am just getting back into playing golf after a couple years of playing infrequently and not really taking it that seriously. So I would like to use this channel as kind of a platform to get back and try to become a bit better at golf. I used to be a pretty decent golfer, and right now I'm an absolute basket case. Anyways, just want to say thanks for coming along. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.